Hey everybody, welcome back to my anime reaction channel, Gizanime. Today we're going to be reading Solo Leveling, chapter 177. Last chapter we left off with Jin Woo using this new form that he got to fight with the Dragon King to try to subdue him. And things were looking pretty iffy for a while until Jin Woo suddenly looked like he slashed the Dragon King in half at the end of the chapter. Now, I've been getting a bit of feedback on that as to, Jin Woo was able to resurrect himself. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the Dragon King is dead, not to mention the fact the Monarchs have, really uncanny healing abilities. But Jin Woo, I think, is a bit of a oddball in that factor because, he's basically like the Monarch of the dead. So him being able to come back to life after he died doesn't seem too far-fetched. And as I stated before, I don't know if this is something that even Jin Woo can do multiple times, like every time he dies, just arise himself, or if there's some kind of finality to it after so many attempts, or if the last time he did it, if that was a one and all kind of thing. So, but suffice it to say that the Dragon King looks like he's dead, but there's the possibility that he might not be. So with that said, not really more to go off of because the majority of the last chapter was nothing more than the fight. So let's get on to this chapter, see what actually happened, and I'll see you there. Alright everybody, chapter 177. Let's get into this and see if our current rival is actually gone or not. I didn't expect that one. Okay, so safe to assume he's not dead. But it shouldn't have been possible. What, to get cleaved in half? Because look like it's kind of possible. Well, let's be honest, people. The fact that he's still alive after being cleaved in half is a little bit...
This is fucking bullshit.
Stupid. I don't care how powerful you are. You get cleaved in two like this. Why is this dude so much more powerful than the other Monarchs?
Yeah, I still don't get it.
What makes him that much more stronger than the Beast Monarch, the Plague Monarch, the Frost Monarch, etc.? There is, no comparison. They could have all tried to fight this dude and he would have still won. Which, to me, is absurd. What gives him this kind of power? To be able to live through being cut in half and probably just fuse his body back together and heal. I'm certain I didn't see a gate when I first arrived here. Okay, so we've got all the rulers in the heavens, or the skies as well, watching over this fight, or bound to jump in if Jin Woo ends up losing. This guy is still just standing tall, looking like T-1000 from the Terminator. An enormous amount of energy would have been required to connect the two worlds. So how is the ruler's army here? Were you aiming for this the entire time? To distort space with the clash of great powers? Bringing your allies from the other world here? Well, now that would have been pretty interesting. Jin Woo not actually aiming to beat the Dragon Monarch, but to cause this great chasm in the sky so that they can just pour out. The reason you distracted the army and the reason you brought me here, I simply thought it was because you wanted to have an undisturbed fight, but there's no way you could have communicated with the rulers. There was a way. Yeah, look at this guy, just look like he's healing up these wounds just nonchalantly while he's talking. And Jin Woo's form has dissipated, so Is this guy gonna try to beat all the rulers? The vessel of the rulers. Oh, so he communicated through Thomas Andre's vessel, or Thomas Andre's fragment of luminosity to the others somehow. The vessels that they lend powers to were still here. Is that so? So you use the vessels to prepare a gate to this place. And you found a way to win the war, even if you were to lose the battle. It's my complete loss for only looking at the smaller battle. So is he resigning now? Because, I don't know. Does he think he can beat all of them plus Jin Woo? It's you, isn't it? The Monarch of White Flames and the Beast Monarch. You're the one who commanded them to attack the Shadow Monarch. Did the Monarch of White Flame tell you this? Ashbourne. Ashbourne wanted me to send you his regards.
Fuck you!
Really cute there, Jin Woo. You bastard! Okay, I thought he was healing his body, but maybe he's still cleaved in two, still talking like this, like, which makes it even more wild that he's not healing. So this guy's going in for a final attack against Jin Woo, and okay, he's looking like he's cracking up. Kind of like his father was at the end. Okay. So we've got a bunch of rulers just impaling the shit out of him. So each of the members of the ruler's army, like, I don't know if these are all rulers actually, or if these are just like members or soldiers of the army. But each of the soldiers, it seems like, are as strong as the Dragon King, because they're all able to pierce his body. And, like, I don't see kind of how that's possible, because the fragments of luminosity that, like, inhabit Thomas Andre, Liu, the others, couldn't even touch this guy. And I don't know if it's just like their vessels that are limiting the powers of these fragments, and the soldiers are stronger than the vessels, or what's going on. Because Jin Woo was able to break more or less that mold through the system itself. So I guess he got like a cheat to enhance his body to the point where he could actually allow the full power of the Shadow Monarch to imbue him. But why is it that this system didn't allow like Thomas Andre and the others to do the same thing? So that like their fragments could be used to their fullest ability. Maybe this is something I just overlooked that was mentioned previously, or it's never really expounded upon. But if you get to this point in this conversation, let me know, because I'd really appreciate like some kind of answer to that, because it seems a bit weird. I could have possibly forgotten it. It's been a long ride so far. Okay, so he's looking out in the sky, the brightest fragment of luminosity. Okay, and the brightest fragment, isn't that the one that inhabited Gogun-He? So after Gogun-He died, it more or less got released and is now standing before us. Huh. Interesting. The world is covered by such bright light and such dark shadows. I didn't have any chance of winning from the start. I shall wait within the true eternal rest, not the illusionary eternal rest that you created. And he's gone this time. I shall meet you again there. Okay, so I guess he's talking to Jin Woo. So, some form of the afterlife, he's going to be waiting for Jin Woo. So now he's dead. But this huge gash in his body did nothing. Whereas Jin Woo opened some portal and these guys just skewered the Dragon King like he was putty. So even these guys are stronger than, I guess, this is what it looks like. Individually, these soldiers are stronger than the Shadow Monarch in his full power that Jin Woo was showcasing during their fight. Because they're just nonchalantly just stabbing the crap out of him. Whereas Jin Woo's attack looked like it just... I guess it didn't sever him in half, even though it really looked like it in the last episode or last chapter. Unless he is healing himself and he's just gotten this far. Regardless of that, yeah, it does look like these guys are way stronger than the Shadow Monarch. That's the vibe I'm getting from what's being shown. Don't worry. I'll see you again soon enough. And he evaporates into dust. Okay, is he saying that because of him being a Shadow Monarch still? So he figures that he's going to end up having to fight these guys regardless. You've ended our war. I don't know how I could ever show my appreciation. We would start by not killing me. That would be great. I don't know if this could be called showing your appreciation, but I do have a request. A request? It's something only you can do for me. I will do everything within my powers to aid you. Just once more. Could I use the Cup of Reincarnation just once more? Did you just ask whether you could use the Cup of Reincarnation to turn back time? I mean, you did say that I could ask, right? That's right. Even if you were to turn back time using God's gadget, the consciousness of the higher beings will still remain. You'd still do it even though the deceased monarchs will come back to life with their memories from this life intact. Okay. So turning back time brings all them back? Okay, so does it bring everybody back? Or just... Again, I forgot. And this hasn't been that long ago when this was mentioned, but... So... They're going to come back. Alright, well, let's see what happens, regardless of my forgetfulness or not. That's right. And once you turn back time, I want you to not send anyone to Earth. I will take care of the Monarchs and their armies by myself in the dimensional gap. Okay? You're willing to take on the entire war all by yourself. Okay. So, he's going to turn back time. Everybody is going to come back to life. He wants the angel to leave all the humans alone until he's eradicated all of the Monarchs by himself. Is he gonna like try to talk to him this time? Especially if their memories stay intact, they'll kind of know what's happened. Maybe he'll be able to like discuss some kind of peace treaty with them. Although that does seem kind of far-fetched, it's still an option. There's also the ability of, or the possibility that maybe some of the monarchs, after seeing him display his power, side with him. So now it's like a more even battle. Because with the Dragon King not being killed by Jin Woo at his full power, I feel like Jin Woo taking on all of them would be extreme overkill. Like, against him. Because the Dragon King by itself could be more than enough to subdue Jin Woo while the others just pummel him into the ground, regardless of his shadow army. This is kind of interesting, but it's a bit weird at the same time. What's your reason for doing this?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
We've used the Cup of Reincarnation many times. This is the best result we've gotten yet. So basically he's saying, look dude, just let things lie as they are. Like, what do you want to happen? I lost too many people in this battle. And I want to bring them back. For some reason I thought the Cup of Reincarnation was only like a one-person thing. The durability of the Cup of Reincarnation has almost been exhausted. If you are to fail this time, you won't be able to turn back time again. If you stop now, you could be remembered as a hero to stop the invasion of the Monarchs and forever be remembered by the people. However, no one will be able to remember the fight you are getting into now. If you are to lose, the fragments will be waiting for you, and even if you are to win, no one will be there to congratulate you. Well, I don't think Jin Woo's in it for the glory, so he doesn't care about that. And you still wish to turn back time. I will go back in time. So you want to save not just a portion of the world, but the entire world with your own hands. Your will to carry on everything by yourself reminds me of Ashbourne, your predecessor. Why is it that they came to help this time? I mean, I know somehow through the others that are still here with us, Thomas Andre again, that Jin Woo was able to open this portal. He was able to speak to the rulers, open the portal, so that they can come in and kill the Dragon King. What's preventing them from doing this again in this dimensional plane? Like, all of them just helping him. Because clearly, they are way more powerful than he is. I don't get it. I understand. I wish you the best of luck. Wait. What would happen to the Shadow Soldiers which didn't exist in the past? The beings which overlap the past would perish, and the beings which do not will remain. So like all the dragons and things of that nature that he gained, they're going to go. Got it. I'm ready now. May your courage save your world. And restart. Like, okay. So I pretty much said everything I could think of to say regarding the current situation, what's about to happen, what's happening. So that's the chapter, people. Let me know what you all thought of it in the comment section down below. Please leave a like, thumbs up, and subscribe if you want. I will see you all next time.